Jane, thank you so much for joining.
And thank you so much for inviting me.
So I have a lot of African-American friends who have been saying, don't burden us by making us explain their racist, their experience of racism that is ongoing to us right now. Elevate their voices, but we white folks like me need to take responsibility for waking up. And you've been doing that work for a couple years now.
52.
52. So
which is older than you are.
Yep. Barely. I'm getting old fast.
Mm-hmm. You're old. I'm 86 and you're old.
Yeah, well, I have to say, watching your videos, I fell madly in love with you. You are exactly what this moment needs, along with so many other educators, many of whom are, of course, our Black and brown brothers and sisters. So thank you for joining us. And I want to invite you and indeed supplicate you to be as hard on me or as tough on any of us as you like. We need to all wake up. And we do have many wonderful writers and readers in our community who are of color. And we encourage all of you to speak up in the Ask a Question. And we will relay your questions to Jane. I will. Jane, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And let's get on with it.
Let's do it. So I don't know what it is. You can't exactly do your infamous or famous.
Well, let me show you what it is.
Thank you.
We judge people by our own ignorance and by our own experiential background. And right now, you need to know that my husband died 6.5 years ago, and he had a lovely hairy chest. And I'm looking at your lovely hairy chest and wishing to God you would button that up a little.
Done.
Now, you see, that's one of the things we don't ever think about is how our behaviors, our dress, our language affect other people. And we teach the golden rule, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. In other words, treat others the way you want to be treated. Now, I know very well that you, as a young, pale-faced male, do not want to be treated the way I, as an old, pale-faced woman, want to be treated. I don't have the right to treat you the way I want to be treated. I have to live by the platinum rule, which says, do unto others as others would have you do unto them. Treat others not the way you want to be treated, but the way they want to be treated. And in order to find out how they want to be treated, you have to ask them. You have to listen to the answer. And that's a new experience for pale faces. You have to listen to the answer. And if what they ask you to do is indecent, illegal, or immoral, you have to do it. But the platinum rule means you have to communicate with other people on their grounds instead of your own. I am extremely upset by people who say, I treat everybody the way I want to be treated. And in the next sentence, they'll say to me, well, I don't dislike Black people, but I wouldn't want my daughter to marry one. And I say, wait a minute, fool. Number one, are you telling me, and when you keep saying white, what you're white, you are not white. And neither am I. You see the color of my shirt? What color is my shirt?
It's white.
Okay, then what? Can you see where my shirt stops and my skin begins?
Yes.
Is my skin white?
No.
No, and it never has been, and it never will be. There are practically no white people on this earth. Every person on this earth, their bodies produce melanin in response to the ways, to where they live, what they eat, and how much sunlight they get. So this business of black and white is black is evil, white is pure. This is ridiculous. It has only been going on for 500 years. Human beings created racism. God, in my estimation, created one race, the human race. Human beings created racism. Anything you create, you can destroy. We could destroy racism in this country in 2 generations if we decided to. Look here, it only took us 3 years to get to the moon after John F. Kennedy got elected. It has only taken us almost 4 years to take drastic steps backward. Since this person who lives in the president's residence has been in that area. Yeah. We have gone backward farther in almost 4 years than we went forward in all the preceding years. You have to realize that. Just a minute. I'm doing an iPad. You'll have to talk to me.
So
right
Jane
now.
is being very generous. You've been on 3 interviews already today. Thank you for your time. I know you're getting a lot of calls.
That's all right. Did you hear what I just said to you?
We did. I did.
Okay. It doesn't matter that I've been on 3 things already this morning. What
No.
matters is I will do these as often as I can find even one person who is willing to listen and to learn. And the thing you have to know is there is only one race of people on the face of the earth, and that is human beings. We are all members of we are all Homo sapiens, and Homo sapiens come in different sizes, shapes, genders, gender orientations, colors, religion, ethnicities, but we are all members of the same race. I want to stop the myth of race, because it isn't a myth. A myth is something you make up to explain physical phenomena, natural phenomena. Lies are what you make up to justify your ignorant behaviors. The myth of race is actually the lie of race, and we made it up 500 years ago to justify killing people of different color groups in order to make them Christian. And that's what we did when we came to this country. The minute we set foot, we so-called white people set foot on this land, we started killing the natural inhabitants, and we knew which ones to kill because we killed red men, and they weren't red. We were ignorant in that area too,